How are my subscribers doing today? I'm sure you guys are bored out of your minds, but don't worry, I have a very entertaining video to share with you guys today. Some of the most credible UFO sightings ever. Now there are tons of great UFO sightings out there, but I wanted to go over some that you might not know about, and ones that I find that are extremely credible and very, very interesting. Japan Air. In November of 1986, Japan Airlines Flight 1628 was carrying a shipment of wine between Paris and Tokyo. The captain was a veteran pilot at 29 years. He was no stranger to the skies. While the plane was over Alaska, the pilots started to observe a very bright flying object in their view. This unidentified flying object was about 4 times the size of an aircraft carrier. So the pilots contacted ground control. They wanted to know what this enormous UFO could possibly be. Ground control also confirmed that this UFO was on their radar. For over 300 miles in 50 minutes, the crew and even some of the passengers observed this enormous UFO. Now what makes this UFO case so interesting is the size of the object. It was more like a mini flying city. The way this huge object was able to maneuver makes any aviation expert doubt that not even top secret America can build something like this. Not today, and definitely not 30 years ago. So the question remains, what was in the skies over Alaska in November of 1986? The Battle for Los Angeles, February 1942. The United States was still recovering from the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, so when a UFO was spotted over the city of LA, the city went into pure chaos. Thousands of people witnessed this UFO, and they even started to shoot at it. Now it didn't take long for the military to show up with their fighter planes to try to shoot this craft out of the sky. Now since the military was trying to blow this up, I'm sure it wasn't a top secret aircraft, and since the UFO didn't bomb anything, I doubt it was one of our enemy's craft. Whatever was in the sky that night over LA will forever remain a UFO. Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, 1965. In December of 1965, the residents of Kecksburg, Pennsylvania witnessed a fiery ball shooting across the sky. They watched it crash into the nearby woods. Just a few hours later, the military was there roping off that area and telling everybody to go back home. And this made everybody in that area extremely curious, but also very, very scared. If this was simply a meteor, the United States military wouldn't need to be there, or wouldn't need to be so top secret. What makes this case so interesting is dozens of people saw something extremely large and saucer-shaped being hauled away in a huge flatbed truck, making a lot of people believe that a UFO crashed that day. Now either a top secret aircraft or bad extraterrestrial drivers, we will never know. The Trimble County, Ohio sighting. A series of very unusual events unfolded on December 14, 1994 in Trimble County, Ohio. Just after midnight, 911 operators started receiving dozens of calls about unusual low-flying lights in the sky. Sergeant Toby Malaro was the first to spot these UFOs. At one point, his cruiser even went dead when one of these UFOs was right above him. When his cruiser returned to power, he called in what he just saw. He sounded extremely scared and confused. Now, all the officers in that area were on the case. That night, at least 14 officers witnessed these amazing and unexplainable lights, making the Trimble County UFO incident one of the most credible UFO sightings ever. Brazil, 1977. In 1977, there were several UFOs spotted over Brazil. Over 400 people claimed to see these UFOs. Now what makes this case extremely strange is they also said they were attacked by radiation beams. And these people even had the wounds and the burns to prove it. Some said it felt like their blood was being sucked right out of them. These people were extremely scared and panicked, so the government immediately investigated. Of course they couldn't find any answers. What happened in Brazil in 1977 is one of the most frightening and unusual UFO sightings ever. What were these UFOs doing to these people?
Fox Talk tonight. Boy, wrap your head around this. UFO sightings are skyrocketing in 2012, and we're barely 2 weeks in. Eyewitnesses reporting strange things in 36 out of the 50 states, and yeah, Florida's included.
What is that on screen? No astronomer has seen this before. Scientists say they're clueless about what it might be. A meteor, a star, clearly a UFO, as in unidentified. Michio Kaku is a theoretical physics professor and host of the new Science Channel series Sci-Fi Science, Physics of the Impossible, Tuesdays at 10 o'clock. Renewed for a second season. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Back on the screen, what is it?
We don't know. We are stumped. Scientists around the world are saying, what the heck is this object?
All right, so what was it, huh? Stevensville, Texas is a farm town where when the sun goes down at night, the stars light up in the sky. And last week, witnesses claim they saw something hovering hundreds of feet above the ground, and they say they saw fighter jets, F-16s, chasing these mysterious objects. What gives? Pete Hardinger is the director of the Round Town UFO Society. He's in Circleville, Ohio. Sir, good morning to you.
Hello there.
You did not witness what's described in Texas, but if I told you the following, that they say it was a mile long and a half-mile wide, it was, quote, positively, absolutely nothing from these parts, what would you say?
Brand new information today raising new questions about possible contacts with UFOs. A top-secret document filed by the FBI in 1949 tells how 3 different men each reported seeing a UFO breaking up in midair. The document reveals that they were miles apart at the time, and each one of them say they saw the UFO explode over the mountains in Utah.
Now, though, the politics of UFOs. Mexican Air Force pilots capturing on videotape what are said to be 11, count them, 11 UFOs. Unidentified flying objects. They are officially that. Bright objects, some sharp points of light moving quickly across the sky. The tape called historic by some. Members of the Mexican Defense Department saying it's the first time UFOs have had the backing of any country's armed forces. Now, a group of activists calling on the United States government to end what it says is an embargo on the truth about extraterrestrial life.